friends, welcome back to another Renee's recap. I am Tanisha Renee. Today we are going to be recapping 2 weeks. Honestly, I'll kind of talk about this in a minute, but I just didn't record last week, and so now I'm recording this week. I'm in my comfy cozy clothes because it's Sunday, and yeah, so let's get right into it. So this is going to be recapping, hang on, let me look at the dates really quickly. This is going to be recapping from September 23rd through October 5th, so it's 2 weeks. So the first week was such a doozy. Like, I don't know, I just still feel like I'm trying to get my stride and trying to like get comfortable in the semester, and I feel like by the time I actually get comfortable in the semester, it will be over. So on the week of the 23rd, I had a really big neuro test. As I've mentioned before, I am not good at neurology. It is something that I really have to like study and read, and like I just don't get it naturally. Like I have to like over prepare, and I have to like, I don't know, I just feel like I have to go above and beyond to learn it because it just does not make sense to me. So that was stressful in and of itself. Basically, he gave us like a study guide with questions, and then on Monday when we took the exam, he like picked some of the questions that well, no, he didn't pick. We picked the questions, but he gave us like a list of questions, and we picked 4 of like 7. All that to say, I was really, really stressed out about it, and it just was like, you know, Sunday night, all I did was study, because like, that's how I prepare for tests basically, is I spend all day studying. And I mean, I guess it went fine. In the moment, it didn't feel fine, but I knew I didn't bomb it, if that makes sense. Oh, you see my pillow. I knew I didn't bomb it, but I didn't feel like super confident about it. Yeah, I think I like called my dad and I was like, well, I didn't bomb it, but I'm not sure if I did good or whatever. And so that was like Monday. Tuesday of that week, I had to go to the elementary school, and I had to basically deal with the kid, and he was just having a really, really hard time, to say the least. Like, he cried for almost 2 hours straight. Like, it didn't matter that we changed subjects, like, and we went from math to like writing. Didn't matter if it was snack time. It didn't matter that we were going to recess. Like, he cried literally for 2 hours straight. So that was a little much, and it reminded me of why I don't want to be a teacher at all. So yeah, I mean, I love working with kids. I mean, I was able to help him in like the first hour, but after that, like none of the help was working, and so that was kind of discouraging. But anyways, that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I had a presentation, and it just felt like this week I just had so much stuff to do after school every day, and I was like, I'd get home around like 6 and then eat, and then from 8 to 11 I was like working on stuff every day of that week, of the week of the 23rd. So then I had a presentation, I had therapy back to back. That Wednesday was a doozy. Like, it was so long. Like, that day never ended for me. Like, I just felt like I was dragging. And then Thursday, I go to the elementary school again. I was teaching pre-K kids, which it's fine. There's nothing, I mean, it was really fun. I like working with the pre-K kids because they're just so excited and they love everything, but that's fine. And then Friday was my very last intake shift, which I didn't know at the time it was gonna be my last one, but it was, and that was really nice. And so then moving into this week that just passed, which starts on September 30th, I got my grade back on my neuro exam, and I got an A, barely an A, but an A. And I'm super excited about it because it kind of gives me the confidence to go forward and keep doing what I'm doing. That was really good. I also this week had a really good therapy session. It went really good, and I've been like on a high because it went so good. What else happened? I have like notes. Yes, had a good therapy session. Oh, we had our professional development. So a few weeks ago I talked about in one of our professional development, we talked about the good and the bad things about being a therapist, like what good it brings to our lives, not necessarily what good it brings to our clients' lives, but our lives. And so today, well, not today, last week, we talked about some more of the negatives of being a therapist. And we also talked about like, not reconfirming, but understanding our why of being a therapist. And so we answered questions. So I'm gonna read you the questions and then I'll tell you my why of why I want to be a therapist. I mean, honestly, it's the reason I became a therapist in the first place. So we had to answer the questions. So what innate talents and strengths do you have that made you become a therapist? And so for me, I was like, I'm a good listener, I'm pretty warm, I'm helpful to people. Like, one of the things that I value in my life is benevolence and being helpful and being good to people. And so I think that's one of my strengths that has helped me become a therapist. And it says, what makes you come alive as a therapist? And I said, when your client like gets it, like you're going over like a lesson or something, your client's like, oh, I totally understand it. Like that is like the best feeling ever. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than like your client getting it. Also, what makes me come alive is working with Black kids, Black and brown kids. Something about like seeing and being able to be that person, like a positive person in a child's life, is really, really impactful for me. And being able to help them, and even just like a really small way, is really important to me. My hair looks crazy, so sorry. And then it says, how will you measure your life as a therapist? This question was hard for me to answer because I don't know if I measure my life as being a therapist. Like, being a therapist is a huge part of my life, and being able to help people is a huge part of my life, but it's not all my life, you know? So I didn't really answer that question. So what we did after that was we started crafting our why statements. And so basically you want to say something like the contribution that you'll make in the lives of your client through your why, and then sort of like the impact you want to have on your client. So it's like, mine was to provide a positive mental health role model to Black and brown kids, so that they can live a life of fulfillment and happiness despite their environment, and be able to grow into healthy and fulfilled adults. And so your statement could be like that. So to blank, which the blank is the contribution that you make to the lives of your clients, and then so that blank, the impact you have. And so for me also, I was thinking more generally, like just providing positive role model to my clients, because my clients aren't all children. They're not all Black children. They're not Black and brown kids. I do see adults. So this is kind of like very specific to Black and brown kids, but it's also like to provide like mental health. I think for me, another why statement, because you can have multiple, is to provide a positive mental health role model, and so that people can work through their things with me. I think that that's another big why for me. Work through their like mental health mess with me, with my real talk therapy. Okay, anyways, that was kind of a tangent, but I think the main takeaway for that was to make sure that as you go through school and as you're going through like getting to your goals, making sure that you're getting to your why makes a lot of sense, and make sure that, excuse me. So for me, my why is to work with these Black and brown kids in a very specific way. And so you don't want to lose that as you're like getting to that why, or getting to the point at which you're like, okay, I'm actually doing this thing. Which is something I learned a long time ago in honors college at Hampton. My professor at the time was like, he always reminds me that I have this huge big picture goal for the end of my, not the end of my life, but career wise. And he was like, how you get there doesn't matter. And like, if you go to school and do this, go to school and do that, none of that matters, because the purpose of those things is to help these people. And as long as you get to the point where you're helping people, the path doesn't matter. All that to say, I had a pretty good week. It was pretty busy. I don't know why I'm touching my ear. It was pretty busy, and I think what made the week before, the week of the 23rd, was make it a doozy because I didn't have enough time for myself, and I like very quickly burned out. By like Friday, Saturday, I was like exhausted. This week, I still had about the same amount of work and stuff, but I think I was more strategic so that I wasn't dying by the end of the week, because by Friday I was like, oh, I still feel okay. I don't feel like I'm drowning. And yeah, so I kind of feel like I said at the beginning, I'm still trying to get my groove and get into the stride of things, but it's not going bad. It's just, whoops, I just totally kicked this cord. It's not going bad, but it's definitely not going like good honky-dory. Like I don't feel super great, but I don't feel bad. So it's like, I'm kind of like neutral. Like, it's fine. This is fine. I already kind of started looking at my classes for next year, and hopefully it will be a little bit better or a little bit easier to just manage everything and shuffle everything around. But we are quickly approaching midterms. I don't think it's this week, I think it's the week after. And I think I only have one midterm exam in my ethics class. My child class doesn't have exams. And then my neuro test, I think, is like 3 weeks after that. Anyways, all that to say, midterms are coming up. I'm hopeful to record. The weather finally broke, so I should be able to record more day in the life stuff and outfits of the day, or like a week in my, what I wear in a week, something like that. A week in my life and a day in my life. So this semester, both Wednesdays and Thursdays are kind of busy, so I will see what I decide to do. I might do both, like I might do 2 days in my life, I don't know. But all that to say, if you have video suggestions, please leave them below, because like right now all I'm doing is recaps, and I know I have like those 3-4-ish videos that I want to record, but I want to make sure I'm producing content for you all, and making sure that I'm answering all of your questions. You have an Instagram, be sure to follow me over on my Instagram. I am going to be posting more. I kind of fell off with it because school got busy, but I'm trying to be more consistent with my Instagram life. And if you've watched this far and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And also, if you watch this far, leave like a fall emoji, like orange or like some leaves. I'm so happy the weather has broke, because I cannot take, like, it was like 90 degrees for like 4 days in October. Like, it was ridiculous. All that to say, leave a fall-esque emoji if you watch this far, and basically that's it. So I will see you guys next week. Peace out, and I love you all so much.